Good morning, guys. Um, Unfortunately, I can't get my camera to work. I've been trying to do it for several days, and I am down to 4 minutes for my sermon, which is nearly impossible. So, I'm going to talk about grace and transparency really quickly, and when I'm able, I'll give the whole sermon. Grace is the undeserved, unexpected favor, love, and divine interruption or interception of God on our behalf when we don't deserve it. In Hebrew, it means kindness, charity, and favor. Grace is what gives us the strength to continue on going when things are not lining up, when things are going bad, falling all around us. Um, it Even though a lot of us won't acknowledge that it's God that has interceded and allowed these little things to happen and make it better, that's what it is. And even when you don't deserve it, it's coming because He loves you. Transparency is the inviting of trust by not hiding anything, by being clear and concise and honest about everything. For example, women in the media, I woke up like this. No, I woke up like this. And and so do they, or worse, and then they do something to be better. um Second Corinthians 12:9, it says, my grace is sufficient for you, therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. So the reason that Paul is boasting in his weakness is because that's when God demonstrates His strength with His grace and mercy, and that's all that He needs. Uh, Transparency is being completely honest about what you are doing and what you're not doing, so that when you give the advice to someone to be walking in God's light, or to do the right thing, they'll know that you weren't necessarily doing it, and that's why your outcome is the way it is. James 4:6 says, but He gives more grace. Therefore, it says, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Transparency and walking in transparency will allow you to become humble, so that you will be able to get more grace. The proud, who think that they can do it on their own, they don't need any help, that they're better than the next, they have less grace. Humble people know where they came from. Humble people know the steps that they are making every day. Humble people are the ones subject to more grace. So that means you don't have to be perfect, but you're not boastful. The importance of transparency, I'm going to give examples as a parent because I'm a parent. I tell my children, don't lie, don't steal, don't be sneaky. You tell people the good things in life. You tell them, for example, you try and give them some advice about finances or their home. Like I try and talk to my children about credit or finances, and always walking in God's way, not trying to make your own way, not compromising your morals to get what you want. Just do it the right way, and then God will provide for you. And then you have to follow up with letting them know, I'm telling you to do things that I didn't know to do, or I'm telling you to do things that I'm not necessarily doing all the time, but God's grace and His abundance of grace is what saves me. So when they look at you and you're telling them to do all these things, they're not like, well, why would I want to be like you? It ain't working for you. It didn't work for you so far, so I don't want to do it. And then they'll turn to that wide path that most people are walking, who do not realize that they're on Satan's side. Be honest with them. No son, no baby, no daughter, I'm telling you what I should have been doing that I wasn't necessarily doing then. Be transparent. Even if you're doing something right now that you don't want your child to be doing, don't act like you're not doing it. Let them know,